Now, when you were speaking about on the way to the compound, you talked with YSL members. What did you all talk about in the car?
I never said we had a car conversation.
What did you talk about on the way to the compound?
That we was going to continue club hopping until all the clubs gone. Till all the clubs closed. It's my birthday, we celebrate.
What time did you all set out to celebrate?
There wasn't no initial celebration time. The whole day was a celebration.
Were you all at clubs the whole day?
Yes.
What clubs had you gone to before the compound?
I think Magic City.
And did you go directly to the compound from Magic City?
We went to a lot of different clubs. That was like 10 years ago. I can't recall the exact movements, but I know we went to a lot of different clubs.
Did you go to the studio? Any studio before the compound?
No.
Did you go to the studio after the compound?
I don't recall. I don't know. I think I was trying to get home to my girl after the club. I don't recall.
Did you talk with anyone in particular on the way to the compound?
I don't recall.
While you were in the car with Dee and Shannon, and incidentally you said Shannon Jackson. Is Shannon Jackson in the courtroom today?
Yes.
Would you please tell the jury where he is?
In the far back with brown and the glasses on.
Is he seated next to a gentleman with white hair and a gentleman with no hair?
Yes.
Your Honor, if the record would reflect that the witness has identified Shannon Stillwell.
It shall.
It's a nail from yesterday.
Okay. So, how long were you in the car with
Look at
Shannon
this nigga
and
smiling.
on the way to the compound?
However long it took to get from one club to the next one.
Okay, so could you give the jury an estimate?
Roughly 20, 30 minutes, I don't know.
Whose car were you all in?
It was a rental car, my rental car.
A rental car?
Yeah,
Who was driving?
I was.
Who rented it?
I did.
Where'd you rent it from?
Not from an initial rental company. It was from like an owner of the vehicle.
Okay. And what kind of car was it?
It was a Mercedes-Benz.
During the 20 or 30 minutes that you were in the car with Shannon and Dee on the way to the compound, what did you all talk about?
Objection, Your Honor. That's stated. I'll overrule the objection.
You may.
I don't recall too much talking. I ain't gonna lie, I was smoking weed and drinking liquor. It was my birthday, I was celebrating.
Was everybody in the car smoking weed and drinking liquor?
I was.
And you were the driver?
Yes.
So how did smoking weed and drinking liquor, how does that affect your ability to remember today what happened that night?
How did smoking weed and drinking liquor affect?
But the better question is, you said you were smoking weed and drinking liquor. Does that have any kind of significance in your testimony today while I'm asking you a question?
So, from my understanding, your initial question was, did you guys have conversations or were you talking to each other on the way? And my response was that basically I was vibing, listening to music, smoking weed, and drinking liquor. So I don't recall any like exact conversations.
Not exact. Do you recall any parts of what you all were talking about?
I don't recall.
So did the smoking weed and drinking liquor, is that what impaired your ability to recall today?
Objection, Your Honor. This is 8 years ago.
Your Honor, I object.
Member, I told you, no speaking, okay? What's the basis for relevance? What is it? Okay, all right. Okay, I'm gonna sustain the objection.
Your Honor, with the court's indulgence, I have a follow-up question that relates to that prior question that I was
Let's
creating a basis
get
for.
to it.
So if the smoking weed and drinking liquor kept you from remembering today certain things, how is it that you were able to recall the length of time that you were inside the compound yesterday?
I never said that smoking weed or drinking liquor had me forget what I was saying. I said I recall smoking weed, drinking liquor, and vibing out to the music. That's what was my answer.
So now my question is, did smoking weed and drinking liquor affect your ability to remember things from that night?
The length of years ago that this particular thing we're talking about is the reason.
I'm asking about the smoking weed and drinking liquor.
No.
So how is it that you remembered the 30 minutes you were in the compound?
Because very familiar with the Atlanta area. I grew up here, I'm born here, and I know how much time it takes to get from one place to another.
No. Yesterday I'm talking about how long you said you were inside the compound. Do you remember how long you told the jury you were inside the compound?
Yes.
And how long was that?
When I say about 30 to a half hour, yeah, something.
So how do you remember that you were inside the compound for about 30 minutes?
No, I'm gonna overrule. That was Mr. Steele. I'm gonna overrule the objection, sir.
Slick as tick, bro.
I remember that by being upset
Tick is
about
slick.
the amount of money that I paid to get in and the length of time that I spent being in the party.
And you said you spent $500 to get in?
Sustained.
Do you remember how much money you told the jury that you spent to get in yesterday?
Yes.
I sustain the objection.
So was that all of your birthday money?
Overruled.
I don't remember how much money I had on me.
Was that also because of the length of time it spent?
Yes.
Do you consider $500 a lot of money or not a lot?
Overruled.
$500 is a lump sum of money.
That's a lot.
You can pay a bill with $500.
I agree, but do you consider it a lot of money?
Anything you can pay
Bro.
a bill with, that's a lot of money.
Like, now she's putting her shoes in this nigga's shoes, bro. Like, $500 is a lot for a nigga, not for a lawyer that you are that is unprepared now.
So, did you plan to spend that lot of money that night on the compound?
Overruled. Remember what I told you, one at a time.
I didn't make any plans. I just planned on enjoying myself for the night.
Did you know prior to going the cost of getting into the compound?
No.
Did you know prior to going how long the artist Lil Wayne was going to be at the compound?
No.
And when you got to the compound, did you ask whether or not Lil Wayne was still performing inside the compound?
I'm sorry, did you say that again? Because I can't hear you.
Yes. Relevant.
Overruled, sir.
Thank you.
Did I ask anyone? No.
Did you try to find out in any way whether he was still performing?
No.
So when you get up to the compound and you're in the car with Shannon and Dee, what do Shannon and Dee do when you go up to the door, the entryway to the compound?
I don't know.
Foundation,
Oh, I'll stay in the objection.
I don't recall.
Well, hold on.
Oh, my bad.
Hold on. Let her pose another question to you, okay? All right.
Does Shannon and Dee go to the door of the compound with you?
I don't recall.
Is your inability to recall for any reason in particular?
The length of time it was ago, it was a long time ago. I don't remember everything step by step that happened that night, so no.
Do you remember how you got home?
Yes,
How did you get home?
I drove
What did you drive?
the Mercedes
Man,
Benz.
this is Baines.
Was there anyone in the car with you?
I don't recall.
I don't remember step by step.
Take
How
this
do you
leg,
remember
bro.
who you came with but don't remember who you left with?
That was a long time ago.
Did you communicate with any other YSL members while you were at the compound? Not on the way, but while you were at the compound.
I recall telling I'm finna go in the club.
Did you communicate with any other YSL members any more than to say the words, I'm about to go into the club?
That's the only thing I recall.
Do you recall members of YSL saying anything to you without telling the jury what they said?
I don't recall.
Who gave this nigga the smart water, man? Come on. Come on.
Did you tell us yesterday whether Jimmy Winfrey was one of the YSL members that went with you to the compound as a group?
No.
And was Jimmy Winfrey one of the YSL members that went to the compound?
He was there, yes.
Do you remember what he was driving?
Oh my word. Yo, one thing you should know, bro. Like, bro, this nigga take a slick, bro. This nigga take a slick, bro. Ain't nothing getting past him, bro. 90% for the defendant and 10% for the state. And he's the witness for the state, by the way. But bro, he's still standing with Tiger, bro. Young Slim for life, bro. Young Slim for life. Some gang shit.